Alright, I'll admit the thumbnail was a bit clickbaity. But having said that, there are some things that people should consider before they just grab any old piece of wood that's laying around, especially if it's free. There's a huge trend right now for people to use reclaimed wood in their woodworking projects. Now, this sounds like the lumber is easy enough to get, especially with the number of pallets laying around and the numerous YouTube videos and social media posts showing people reclaiming old used pallets and then using that lumber to create projects that they turn around for a huge profit. But have you ever actually considered what has been stored on those pallets? Or worse yet, what the wood has been treated with? In this video, we'll be looking at easily sourceable, reclaimed lumber, the markings that identify what type of treatment has been used on them, and a couple things you should probably be looking at before you use this wood in a home project. On any given day, there are 5 billion pallets in use, with nearly half of that being used in the United States alone. Just about everything shipped internationally or domestically requires a pallet to allow easy storage of product and materials. With that being said, there are roughly 100 million that are thrown out each year, and of those, 45% are made of hardwood and 55% are made of softwood. It's no wonder that people are using pallets as a source of reclaimed lumber. The International Plant Protection Convention, or IPPC, is a multinational agreement aimed at preventing the spread of pests and insects from one country to another. It was formed in 1952 and is currently made up of 184 countries. Pallets falling under IPPC standards must contain a stamp with the IPPC logo on the left-hand side, followed by a 2-letter country code and the company's registration number on the right side. In addition, and probably the most important part for woodworkers, is the pallet's treatment code, which is also listed on the right-hand side. There are numerous treatment types and processes for wooden pallets. Most pallets are made of debarked wood, which is designated by the letters DB. The process is just as it sounds, with the wood being stripped of any bark to aid in any further treatments. Heat treatment with the code of HT is a process of heating the wood for a minimum of 30 minutes at 132.8 degrees Fahrenheit. This isn't really intended to stabilize the wood, but rather it eliminates any pests or insects. Kiln-dried wood, on the other hand, is a process most woodworkers are familiar with. The wood is heated and dried to a low moisture content, and in the process of doing this, insects and pests are eliminated. Most pallets treated with this process will be stamped with KD or a combination of KD-HT, since kiln drying is just a more intensive process of heat treatment. The most important thing to be aware of are pallets marked with MB, which stands for methyl bromide. This chemical treatment is highly toxic and is used in areas where traditional heat treatment and kiln drying won't prevent pest infestation. According to the EPA, methyl bromide was phased out in the United States in 2005. In addition, it was banned for use in the United Kingdom in 2010. Having said that, it is important to understand that these pallets are still in circulation and could still be grabbed up and used for a reclaimed wood project. Do not use this wood for any project or bonfire. Other treatments include sulfur fluoride, which has been introduced as a safer alternative to methyl bromide. It should be noted that SF pallets should be avoided as a reclaimed lumber or a wood-burning fuel source. The last thing to bring up is the readily available supply of old power and telephone poles from the utility companies. I cannot stress enough that these should never be used for any type of woodworking project. These poles are treated with chemicals that are intended to last for decades and can be highly toxic to breathe or burn. In fact, one of the treatments used involves creosote. Anyone that has ever burned in a fireplace or wood burner knows the extreme dangers of creosote fires. Oftentimes, people think that cedar poles are safe to use because of the natural rot resistance of this wood. Now, while it's true that cedar is an exceptional outdoor wood to use, these poles are not immune to chemical treatment. The next time you walk by a pole, notice that the top is very light colored while the bottom is often dark or bleeding out black chunks of creosote. This is due to the chemicals in the pole naturally draining down to the bottom where the wood is in contact with the ground level. This is done by design and ensures the wood in ground contact is always supplied with fresh treatment, something none of us want in a home woodworking project. This all seems like a lot of information to keep in mind when picking lumber for a project. In reality, this video really just serves as a reminder to use caution when the term reclaimed is used on anything. There is absolutely nothing wrong with using pallet wood as long as it's done safely and with an understanding that what you see is not always what you get. In the end, the choice is yours and yours alone. I hope you were able to get something out of this video, and I'll see you on the next one.